My name is Maurice Bridges. I'm the Director of Supply Diversity at VIA Metropolitan Transit. We are responsible for business development, outreach, and compliance. We've shared all of our information. We've given you the site where you can register for VIA as a supplier. We provided upcoming contract opportunities. One of the things that I want to mention is a lot of our federal dollars require a DBE certification. So just to reemphasize something that Terry spoke about yesterday, we encourage all firms to bid on our contracts. But some of the federal projects that we have requires us to have DBE participation. So in those instances, it's a little different than what you may be familiar with the city or county, but we require a DBE certification on our federal dollars and an SBE certification on our non-federal dollars. I'll turn it over down to Mr. Terry Dudley.
Bear with me.
Mr. Dudley has some new headphones.
Okay, yes. Hello, everyone. My name's Terry Dudley. I'm the manager of contracts for VIA Metropolitan. My office is comprised of about 11 people, and I think it's about 7 of us that do contracts. A lot of the work that we do in the contracts department is solicitations at $50,000 and above. However, we do award contracts for multi-millions of dollars. We have all sorts of things that we bid out, not only construction, but we also have a lot of capital projects for vehicles, bus stops, shelters, solar lighting, bus parts, legal services, auditing services, just about anything you can think of. We bid out. We do probably about 50 or so formal procurements a year, and out of my department, and then probably close to 200 what we call small purchases from my office. The VIA in general, our procurement division does probably about 16 to 1700 purchase orders a month. Currently, we have about, let's see here, we have 5 procurements out on the street, is the phrase that we use. We have an invitation for bid for printing of pocket schedules. If you're not familiar with what pocket schedules are, all you have to do is board a bus or go to a bus stop or a transit station, and you'll see this. It's usually a trifold or fourfold pamphlet that's colored, has a big number on it that signifies the route number, and then it has all the bus stops and all the times for those bus stops for that particular route. I believe we have about close to 100 routes, so we're printing about 100 pocket schedules, and we print them probably every quarter at least. So that's what that contract is for. We also have an invitation for bid out for miscellaneous bus parts, and what we've been doing here lately with bus parts is mixing them together. So in other words, rather than have a invitation for bid for just transmission parts or for just brake parts or for just glass, we will put those all in one invitation for bid. This particular one is for bellows and brake parts, and I believe some engine parts. We also have an invitation for bid out for automotive paint components. That's there is a little bit of paint in there, but it's mostly the components that are used to mix paint, like accelerators and reducers and things like that. That one, like I said, that's an invitation for bid. Probably one of our more, I wouldn't say odd, but something we haven't done before is we have an invitation for bid for hand sanitizer and dispensers, and we want to purchase dispensers and install them on all of our buses. So we've got an invitation for bid for that. It's I believe it's 450 dispensers, and also the sanitizer itself. We're asking for a solution that would need to be mixed, and we're also looking to buy 4 mixers under that contract. So that's kind of an exciting one for us, something we haven't done before. And then we have a request for qualifications for artists. So we want to put together a pool of artists that we can then turn to when we need someone to do artwork for, say, a new transit station or one of our super stops. And then upcoming, we have poles and power for bus yard. Seems like we're doing a lot of upgrading of our networking systems. So this project is to put up poles that we can then run cable for. I believe there's also some lighting in there and some cameras. And then that one's upcoming, it's not current. And then we have one for HD5 propane motor fuel for our vehicles. And then actuarial consulting retirement plan. A couple I talked about yesterday that really, they haven't reached the procurement office yet, but we do anticipate them coming pretty soon, is a construction contract to update our underground storage for fuel and oil and dispensing equipment. That's a pretty big one for us. And then we're also in the design stages of a new Randolph Park and Ride. So those are 2 fairly large ones that are coming up. And then also backup generators for one of our facilities. Another thing I talked about yesterday is that we have a contract right now with a company called F.A. Nunnally. F.A. Nunnally is a local SBE certified company. They have a design build contract with VIA to design and build our new paratransit facility. That facility is going up over at Fredericksburg and 410. Used to be the old Graham Central Station. It's been a couple of things since then, but it's going to be a paratransit facility that is a full facility. So it not only does it have dispatchers and operators and administrative personnel, it also has mechanics and a complete maintenance shop, fuel station for propane and lubricants. Of course, plenty of parking for all the vehicles and the employees. It will also have a warehouse for parts and a loading dock. So this facility is probably, I would say, 98% designed. Once the design is complete, they will begin construction. So they will be looking for subcontractors to do quite a few things, but they did give me a list here of some of the items they'll be looking for would be final clean, general cleanup, floor protection, toilet partitions and accessories, fire extinguishers and cabinets, lockers, a guard shack, seal coating for the parking lot striping, trucking and hauling off, demolition and traffic control. In addition to that, there's also going to be HVAC, of course, and interior construction, plumbing, electrical, all the basic things that you see in a new construction project. So I think that's all I really have to share for now. One other thing, Maurice mentioned the website. If you want to learn more about some of these projects, you can go to our website. You can either go to viainfo.net. There is a link to the procurement section. Just go to, I think the link is doing business with VIA. You click on that, and then you will reach the solicitations that way. We also encourage our vendors to go to another link, which is via.diversitycompliance.com. You can still see the same information from that link, but that link also takes you directly there, and also helps you takes you directly to the registration piece. So I wanted to share that information as well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we can open it up for questions. We have about 5 minutes left. So if you have a question for these two gentlemen, please feel free to drop them in the chat and we can get those answered. In the meantime, I put the link to the viainfo.net in the chat as well if they want to find more information there. So we can give them just a few minutes to see if anyone has any questions.
Terry is always so prepared that oftentimes there's no questions left.
Okay, we have a question from Darcy. She asked, thank you for your presentation today. My question, do you have the flexibility to work with subcontractors and or material suppliers directly to encourage the use of MBE Hub certified trucking delivery to supply job sites with needed goods and materials for your project?
Well, I think I understand the question. We don't work directly with subcontractors. However, we do network with them, or we network with what we would, I guess, consider potential subcontractors. Maurice might be able to touch a little bit more.
Yeah, I think
on that question.
as far as the credit, as far as toward the goal, the only two certifications that we accept are the DBE and the SBE. And it's primarily because the majority of our funds, particularly on this construction site, is federal funds, so it would require DBE participation. And to Terry's point, all of our relationships are directly with the prime contractors. Now we provide some type of technical assistance to the subcontractors. For an example, we would actually help you complete your DBE or SBE certification. And through some of our service providers, such as the Maestro Center, PTAC, UTSA, we may recommend some additional training, and that could be in bidding and estimated or anything that will help better prepare you. Thank you.
Okay, wonderful. If anyone has any more questions, we have a few minutes left. In the meantime, is there good contact information if they want to follow up with any of you to get more information?
Yes, and what I love about the Hoover app is not only everybody that is, so you have all of our contact information, and I can give you my email address if you, or put it in the chat.
Yes,
It's
I will.
Maurice.bridges@viainfo.net.
Perfect. Okay. And I see Mr. Terry has also put his email there. So if there are no more questions, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you giving this information to our participants.
Thank you.
Can I add just a little bit before we drop off?
Of course.
Okay. Yeah, something. Actually, I felt like our presentation yesterday was really pretty good one. But one thing that we talked about in our event yesterday was that when it comes to small businesses, or if you're interested in being a subcontractor, it's really good to attend our pre-bid meetings and our pre-proposal meetings, because that gives you the opportunity to meet who the prime contractors are that might be interested in whatever project we're meeting about, and that gives you a chance to network with them, and it just creates opportunity, right? So we encourage you, even if you're not interested in being a prime for something, but you see that there's maybe an opportunity for you to be a subcontractor, go to that meeting. We do have most of them right now we're doing virtually. We do, however, do a lot of our construction contracts on site. So we'll usually meet at VIA at the admin boardroom, and then later in the day we'll meet at the construction site as well. So a lot of those construction contracts have two conferences, both in the same day, and that's the opportunity there for you. Unfortunately, with the virtual meetings, there's not a lot of interaction between contractors because it's just via people on the screen doing a lot of talking and doing a PowerPoint. So the opportunity is lost there with those virtual ones. However, you should still log on and attend the virtual conference. You will see who is also attending, and you'll get an attendance list afterwards. So those are just, those events are free, and they're easy to attend, and that's one way to get your business out there.
Awesome, thank you. So it looks like we're right at time. If there are no more questions, thank you again for your time with us. We really appreciate it. And all this information will be on the Whova app for our participants to reference after this. So thanks again.
All right, thank you.